Okay, so it's second day doing my video blog. As you can see, I washed my hair. Today I'm going to talk about the withdrawal I'm having from my Cymbalta. So, my Cymbalta, I've had to decrease it from 90 to 60, and today it got really, really bad, and I have flu-like symptoms. And I called my grandmother to let her know how I was feeling, just check in, and she kept asking me questions like, what are you doing? How much are things? How are you affording everything? And I freaked out because I have to be on social assistance after April. I'm on unemployment right now. No one has really given me an estimated time, except that it's going to take longer than September on how long they think it's going to take to treat my depression. So far I've been on Citrulline, I've been on Cymbalta 60, 90, and now I'm going on Wellbutrin. And everyone thinks, wow, that's so great, you're going on a new medication, but it's still going to take 10 weeks for it to take effect, at the most. So I'm not having my hopes up. But the withdrawal that I'm feeling, I get really fevered and chilled, and they're called brain zaps, where you go to say something and you kind of turn your head and you're just all fuzzy in your head and you don't know what's going on. We'll say I was vomiting, I was fevered, had really bad digestive issues, we'll say. I laid on the floor. I called my friend Nick, who was super awesome, and unfortunately, I'm still not comfortable where I'm able to ask for help. My grandmother threatened to come over and her legs were really bad, so that's really the only reason I asked Nick. Otherwise, I would have tried to deal with it on my own. It's good that I asked him to come over, but at the same time, it's not good that I don't feel comfortable asking him and that I feel like I'm putting him out, because he's my friend and he says he's my friend and he wants to do these things because he cares. But in my brain's like, whoa, ulterior motive, because that's what everyone has always wanted. They've always wanted something from me. And it's really difficult to realize that not everyone's like that. And so he came over, and I was really sick and really dizzy and almost fell a few times, and then got to the point where I asked if he could get me some orange juice, and I'm trying to remember, some orange juice, and then I went and I vomited. Good times. And then when I finally laid on the floor and seemed to get my fever down enough, what I ended up doing was having a bath, and it was really great. Also read some Sylvia Plath. Brilliant, brilliant woman. So deep, dark, and also very, very sad. She was very unhappy all of her life, and she was obsessed with death, and she always wanted to die. And see, my thing with death is not quite the same. I'm not afraid to die, but I'm not obsessed with it. Some days when the depression takes over, the depression seems to make me feel, and that's what you have to realize, depression is a separate thing. It's not just, hey, look at me, I'm me, and I'm depression. It's no, I'm me, and this is depression over here, we'll say, and then this is me over here. Sorry if that was confusing. That's what my therapist, people have been trying to explain to me about depression, is that it's separate. So when I'm having those thoughts, it's the depression that's taking over. And the depression is like, you're overwhelmed. It makes you feel things that aren't real. And I don't mean like it makes you necessarily hallucinate. I mean it makes you feel like you have no one in your life that cares about you, even though it's obviously not true. I had a friend come over today, and I have amazing friends that message me on Facebook and everything, and I know that they're there for me. The hard part is I still don't have the heart to say, hey, can you come over and spend time with me? And unrealistically, I feel upset, I guess would be the word, that they're just not texting me and telling me, hey, what's your address? I'm showing up anyway. Because maybe they think, or even I may have a really bad day and I may be upset that they would even do that. But at the same time, my brain is like, wait, these people care about you. How come they're not spending time with you? How come they're not making the effort? But they're not making the effort because I'm not asking. But at the same time, it's really hard for me to ask something like that. Like to ask my friend Nick to come over, it was only because my grandmother, and she's has really bad legs. And when I do ask Nick, because Nick seems to be the person that always comes over, which I very much appreciate, but I also think it must be very exhausting for him to have to deal with this, like deal with me, because I call him 3 times a night, and it's constant. And sometimes it's better to have more than one friend to lean on. And he seems to be putting the most effort into helping me. Where I think if I would ask my other friends to come over, I think they would, but at the same time, I don't want to and get rejected. Because it's very clear, as much as I seem calm and collected right now, I'm not. There's no telling when I'm going to go into a crying spree. There's no telling when I'm going to get super insecure and say I hate myself and I hate everything and, you know, I wish I wasn't alive and I don't want to be here right now and it's too much and things go in my head. I get these racing thoughts like, I have a unemployment check coming and $255 of that $400 and some dollars is going towards rent and paying off my rent. And I kept saying that my bills are all paid up till the middle of the month. Well, the middle of the month is here, pretty much. It's going to be. So then I need to figure out where's the money going. Is it going to groceries? Is it going to my internet? Do I forgo my credit? Because I thought my credit was really bad because I had a written off credit card and turned out it was only revoked. So I have good credit. But I can't afford to afford everything. And when I tell people, like when I tell Nick and I tell my grandparents these things, it's more to get it off my chest. I'm not saying, hey, I'm telling you this because I want to make you feel guilty and I want you to help me. And then I kind of feel bad because they want to help me, and I don't know if they subconsciously or consciously think that's the reason that I'm calling, or because it's not. I just need to get it off my chest. I'm just like, oh my God, I have so much on my mind. I don't even know where to begin, and this is happening and this is happening, and I'm just at a loss because I can't help myself. It doesn't mean that I'm wanting them to pay my bills for me, or I'm wanting them necessarily to take care of me. It's me venting, it's me frustrated, it's me angry at myself that I'm in this situation that I have no control over anything. I have no control over how I'm going to feel in 5 minutes from now. And that's not because I'm super negative and I've given up. It's because that's honestly how my depression affects me now. I can be angry, I can be sad. I'm not happy though, and I'm not really content. I'm just less depressed, I guess you would call it. That's more of a good day. A good day for me is having a shower, which actually, when Nick came over, I felt comfortable that I wasn't going to pass out in the bathtub or anything, because that's how dizzy I felt. And then I had a nice relaxing bath, candlelight, music. Nick and his mom got me this really nice bath stuff. And I appreciate it. And the weird part is I need it because it was great and it relaxed me for the first time in a long time. At least distracted me for a little bit. But I feel so guilty. I don't want people to think that I tell them things because I want something from them. I tell them things because there's so much going on in my head. There's so much that I just can't process. I mean, how do you process being so depressed that some days you can't have a shower for a week? It's almost a week. I had a shower on Wednesday. No. Wednesday? Tuesday. I had a shower on Tuesday. It's now Sunday. So it's almost been a week. But I tried. Every day this week I tried. I made the decision. Now my ranting is going somewhere else. I'm trying to exercise and get in shape, but I hate the gym. I cannot decide how I want my hair. I hate the gym. And I hate the gym for the fact that I'm dizzy when I go to the gym because I'm not eating, because of my appetite, and because of the lack of food situation, which is frustrating to me. I wish the food bank would just call me back. I hate the gym because I don't want to go to the gym. I don't. I only go because my grandmother's paying for it. But now I called the gym, I got their fax number, and I talked to my grandmother and I said, listen, it's not fair for you to pay for me right now, only for the fact that it's not something I'm working towards. It's not like, man, I can't wait to go to the gym and work out. No, it's not like that at all. And that's what I want it to be. I want it to be that I'm over the hump. I'm over the hump a little bit of the depression. I can have a shower every day. I can make my meals. Maybe I'm not able to go outside in a huge crowd. Maybe I'm not even able to go, I don't even know, somewhere that involves lots of people. Let's say a concert or downtown or something. Not that I could afford that. But let's say I can't do that. But I want to be, I had a shower, I made myself something to eat, and I want to go to the gym because I want to work out. And that's not how I feel right now. So I'm calling my doctor and getting him to write me a doctor's note that says to put it on hold. Put the gym membership on hold until I'm in a position that I can. Which is absolutely ridiculous because I wanted nothing more than to at least go to the gym. To make myself go to the gym. But the last couple of days have been worse because I've been feeling guilty because I haven't been able to go to the gym. And I'm not sleeping. My sleep schedule is so messed up. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I get to see the sunrise. And you know how people will be like, man, that's a beautiful sun. I'm like, ugh, I'm still awake. I don't see things as, oh my God, I am so happy. That is the most amazing thing ever. Which, believe it or not, that was who I was before. Now I'm just like, oh, I'm awake. Oh, I'm negative. Oh. Seems to be a constant thing. I'm appreciative. Like, oh, that's so nice of you to do that for me. That is genuine and that is appreciative. But I'm not happy. And I don't even think you'd say content, because who could be content with a life where you basically sleep, occasionally shower, and somehow manage to make food, and right now I go visit my grandparents and friends once in a while. It's not really a life. I can't even make myself, so I sometimes can't even make myself go on the computer. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. You have no idea. Like, some days I don't even know what to do with myself. This is pretty much my rant. Was supposed to be over the withdrawal. The worst part about the withdrawal is it's going to get worse before it gets better. See, Wednesday is when I have to stop. Well, I have to go down from 60 to 30 of my Cymbalta and then go to 100 of my Wellbutrin. Oh my God, if you could see me even 5 years ago, I was so unbelievably against what's the word? Medication. I will never take medication for depression. I was one of those people because I didn't understand it. And the thing about depression, until you really have it, and everyone is affected differently. Some people have mild, moderate, severe. Mine happens to be severe. It affects me differently than it might affect you. Maybe your depression did not make it so you couldn't leave your apartment. Maybe you were able to literally make yourself leave your apartment. I am not. When I can't leave my apartment, I can't leave my apartment. My grandmother and the people that truly understand, they don't push it. I don't even push it. I just say, okay, can't do it today, try again tomorrow. Because that's the same as telling a diabetic, you know, I made this cake for you, eat it. But I can't eat that cake, it has sugar in it, it's going to make me sick. No. If you just have a little bit, you'll be fine. No, but my diabetes is really serious. If I have a piece of cake, you know, that could put me in diabetic coma. No, it's okay. It's really okay. I think I have diabetes and maybe they do. Maybe they have a different type. Maybe theirs doesn't affect them the same way. Maybe they can control it with diet and exercise, which, believe it or not, mild to moderate cases of depression, which I've researched, which I've asked people, the whole shebang, they can control their depression with exercise and eating. They totally can. They can 100% do it. Some people don't need medication. Unfortunately for me, I need medication and I need therapy. And I'll do it because I need it to be worth it. And I need the support from the people that I love and care about to tell me that I can do it. Because days that I get negative, days that I'm super insecure, and I think everyone hates me and everything's my fault, which is the depression talking. It is not me. It's a part of my brain that's affected that takes things more negatively. When something negative happens, like on Wednesday, I did my taxes and I found out not only did I barely get any money back, I had to pay $123 and then I got $165 back. That my taxes last year that they gave me back is because they filed it wrong and now I owe $2,000. Not as freaked out about it now because I actually phoned them, explained the situation, and people are still investigating to see if it was my fault or their fault. And if I still have to pay penalties and late fees. But the point is, at the time, it threw me into a total, oh my God, my world is ending, everything is coming crashing down, had a crying fit, had to call crisis, had to call my friends a couple times. It was ridiculous. So anything that's not necessarily huge, but negative and impacting, oh my God, it's horrible for me. It's like, maybe to you other people it's this big. To me it's huge. Like my head can't even get around it. I can't even function. I'm like, I don't understand. How could this be happening? And then the thoughts go through my head. Like, I wanted to have a shower this morning and then I wanted to do laundry. Because I haven't done laundry in a while, but I have a lot of clothes and a lot of underwear, so I'm good. So basically, my brain was like, because my therapist said that I just don't think about it and I just go and do it, but because I was going through and still going through my withdrawal, my brain's kind of slowed down, and my brain was like, well, first I have to get off the couch. Then I have to move the blankets off me. Or first, how would that work? Yeah, first I have to move the blankets off me, then I have to get off the couch. Then I have to walk to the bathroom. Then I have to make sure I have a towel. Then I have to run the water. Then I have to make sure the temperature is good. Then I have to get in the shower. Then I have to wet my hair. Then I have to shampoo my hair. Then I have to rinse my hair. Then I have to condition it. Then I have to rinse it. Then I have to wash myself. Then I have to dry myself off. Then I need to get dressed. Then I need to brush my hair. Then I need to brush my teeth. Then I need to gather up my laundry. Then I need to sort it. And if the list goes bam, 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 where normally before this depression I'd be like, man, I need a shower. And I would just get everything together and not even think about it and have a shower. It doesn't take very long. It doesn't really take that much effort. But for me, and with my particular depression, my brain is like step by step by step by step by step by step by step. Now, thinking that my brain is step by step by step, you would think I'd be able to come up with the schedule, which is the one thing that is driving me crazy that I can't do. But I can't, because I don't get the same amount of sleep every night. I don't have the same moods every night, every 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, you name it, not the same. I have days where I wouldn't say hungry, I'm hungry for sugar, only sugar. And then I have days where I'm not hungry at all. Then I have days where I'm really tired and irritable, and the list goes on and on and on, so it's so hard to plan something. So what happens if tomorrow and I'm also really, really unbelievably good at faking it. Like, I seem pretty okay. I seem happy, look at my face, I'm all showered, everything's fine. But not at all. With my past and everything I've gone through, I've learned to fake it. Inside, my emotions are just churning, and the thoughts are just going in my head, and like, can I make it? Can I get through this depression? Because it makes you feel so lonely. You don't want to be around people. I mean, honestly, would you want to be around someone like me who is emotional? And I'm talking angry, irritable, everything drives me crazy. Yesterday, I just went like this and was in a ball for a good 3 hours. After I did my video here, I got super aggravated, and I was just holding my hair and tucked myself into a ball. And just stayed like that because I didn't want to watch TV, I didn't want to read, I didn't want to eat, I couldn't sleep because I tried, didn't want to cuddle with my cats, didn't want to clean, you name it. Tried to come up with ideas, tried to do daily affirmations, and it was weird because I was so negative. So every time I did a daily affirmation, like, I am so beautiful, or I am so pretty, it was the one with the pretty. I said, I am so pretty. And in the back of my head, your inner critic, they call it, says, yeah, pretty ugly. And so everything I said that was positive, my inner critic, the negative part of my brain, was say something negative. Totally defeated the purpose. I tried to listen to soothing music, and then the waves annoyed me just because they were in a certain way. So then I tried to listen to something else, and then for some reason that annoyed me, and just everything annoyed me. So I ended up having to take a sleeping pill and an Ativan, and I couldn't get comfortable. Couldn't sleep on my bed, couldn't sleep on the couch, couldn't sleep in a chair. So I ended up sleeping on the floor, on the carpet, on my coat, with a blanket and my cats. Went to sleep at around 2-ish and got up at 10-ish. That was my day. Some days are 100% completely like that. And there's another part of my brain where it's like, man, we should do this, and I could do this, and I could do that. But the motivational part of my brain is like, nah, let's not do that. But the thing right now that I'm struggling with the most, besides the lovely, lovely withdrawal side effects, is the fact, will the Wellbution work as well as everyone seems to think it will? Will my depression actually ever get better, or am I going to be one of those people that just has to deal with it? And if that's the case, then I will not have children. I want children, I want a family, but I would never put someone through that. In a million years, I couldn't. Would never happen. Because just me dealing with it, there are a lot of people I hate in my life. I hate my foster mother, I hate my father. I would not even wish this on Hitler. You know how horrible of a person he was. I would not wish depression on him. I would not wish it on anyone. It's like your own personal prison that you live in. That's negative, that's deep, that's so debilitating. You don't even know what to do with yourself. You're beside yourself sometimes. You're just so angry and you don't even know why. Well, you just break down and cry, and all your mind seems to tell you is you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it. I mean, why are you living? What kind of life is this? And that's when I call the crisis line, or that's when I call a friend. Because it may seem like I'm doing okay, and I may even seem like the crisis people I'm doing okay, but when I'm saying, what kind of life am I living? In my head, my brain is going through everything, pros and cons of living versus dying. And when I'm negative, and in reality, there's more cons to living and more pros to dying. Because I'm not really living. I'm in my apartment, I have my cats, but I'm sleeping. Sometimes eating. Can't control my emotions. I really only have one friend that visits, and I spend time with my grandmother. Sometimes I go visit another friend. Truth be told, I'm kind of lonely, and I feel really guilty that that one particular friend has to deal with it all. Even though I know that friend doesn't mind it. Otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. But I thought I had more than that friend. I thought more people cared, and I know they do, and that's the worst part. Like, the depression does that. It makes you be all negative and think so negatively. And I know, or I hope, if I was to ask someone, hey, can you hang out with me? But is it weird that I want them to say, hey, how are you doing? Do you want to do coffee? If you can't do coffee, maybe I could come there. Because they're living their life, and I don't want to burden them with mine. I mean, it depends on the day how I am. You might get me when I'm super irritable. I'm not very fun to be around. You might get me when I'm weepy. You've seen me in my other videos how weepy and cryy and blah 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 I can be. And I say blah blah blah, and see, again, that's the depression coming on. Trying to portray myself as being dramatic when I'm not being dramatic. You're never being dramatic when you're being honest about how you truly feel. And that is how I truly feel. I truly feel that I don't want to burden other people with my issues. I truly feel that some days I don't even know what to do with myself with my depression, and that's the time when I call the crisis line, because there are some days that I think about ending it. But I'm still strong enough, for now, to have not attempted it, to have called the crisis line and get them to help me. The worst part is when someone wants to help me and I'm really, really deep, I call it doom and gloom. It's my doom and gloom phase. And I'm so negative. And it doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what anyone says. My brain is determined that everything sucks, that everyone's out to get me. Not like in a paranoid everyone's out to get me way, but in a I'm not meant to be happy kind of way, and nothing you or anyone says or does can convince me otherwise. I get in moods like that too. But the moods where, like, I can be honest that there's a couple times I've picked up my sleeping pills, but I fought it. But it is getting harder some days. Like, you can't keep fighting and fighting and fighting and getting the same result and be expected to act the same way. Like, it's wearing me down. I'm not, as of now, going to do anything. But some days I feel like it. Some days I'm just so miserable and I need people to show me that they care. I know that they care, but for the depressed person in me, I need to know that people care. And I know my friend Nick cares, and I know my grandparents cares, and I know some of my other friends care. It's just my brain needs to be shown it. It seems to be often, which is unrealistic and needy and insecure and ridiculous, but you can't help what the brain wants and what the brain needs. Okay, signing off. Again, this video is for me, so I can look back and see how I'm progressing and how I feel about life and things, and also if other people are out there and they can relate to feeling how I'm feeling, and then they can get a sense of, okay, I'm not alone type of thing. Thank you.